Welcome back to She is Radiant. My name is Janaea McClure. Last week on Instagram, I went live with Steph Fi. She is a content creator, mother of four, full-time engineer that I have grown to admire, and we've become fast friends. This episode will be a re-recording of our conversation that we had on IG Live. We talk about marriage, we talk about sleep training, we talk about all things motherhood and movement. I really enjoyed my time with her, and I know you're going to love this conversation too. So enjoy, and I will see you in the next one.
Hi. What's up,
What's
Harrison?
up? Oh my gosh, it's been a crazy, crazy day.
Oh yeah, that was gonna be my first question. How is your Monday? Was it as horrible as mine was?
Oh my gosh, our Monday was a very Monday, very Monday.
Quintessential Monday.
Yeah, we were. I had to take
Okay, do
off.
tell, do tell,
I
do
had
tell.
to take off the whole morning off work.
Oh
Took our
no.
son. I know. Took our son to the doctor. Took our au pair to the dentist because her wisdom teeth are coming in.
Oh no.
Was running around all morning, pharmacy, doctor, and then our au pair's year is ending with us in November, so I just got off an interview with a new au pair.
Okay.
So it's been a crazy day.
Oh, geez, I'm so
Yeah.
sorry. It's like when it rains, it pours.
But
It's
I'm
like,
excited to be here.
yeah. Am I the best part of your day?
Oh yeah, yeah. Ending on a high note.
You are too. I'm so happy to spend time with you. And even
How
though it
was
was
your Monday?
Monday, it was very Monday. It was very Monday. Work was long. I actually didn't have many like meetings today, but there's just so many things happening and I just can't like get them all straight. So it was just one of those Mondays when I just have a ton of imposter syndrome at work and I'm like, I just gotta push through it. Tomorrow's a new day, you know?
Exactly. That's what I keep telling myself. That's my go-to anytime I'm having a hard day. Tomorrow is a new day.
Tomorrow's a new one. It's a new one. Are all the kids down?
Oh yeah, they're all
Oh
down.
yeah.
We started
What?
bedtime early today. What
Oh
about
good.
yours? It's 6. What time is it there?
Oh yeah. We're like right in the middle of witching hour right now. And I like witching hour, honestly, it carries over into like age 4 and 5. They are feral at this hour. It's like real
Yes.
bad.
Yeah.
We get him fed, bathed, bed. But somehow those things are like not as easy as they sound.
Yeah, thank you for taking this time to do it now because I know how
Yeah.
crazy bedtime can
It's
be
okay.
and it's hard to coordinate a time from East Coast to West Coast.
Yeah, it really is. The time zone is not the vibe. But Maurice worked from home today so that I could do this. And I was like, I promise I'll make it up to you. So, but honestly, I don't think he's that upset because he's got like Monday Night Football on the TV and it's like his screen time. So he's fine. He's just like, keep the kids in a contained area and I'll do my job.
That's awesome.
Yeah. How's Harrison doing? I saw
We
him in
love
the
a
background.
supportive husband. He's right here, just whispering in my ear.
He's just like,
No,
okay,
I'm
serious.
not. I am making you a drink.
Yeah, he's making me a drink because I'm parched.
Oh
My
my God.
Fintech
Oh, like
electrolyte
oh,
mocktail.
good. Oh, good. Mocktail. Okay, good. Good. You deserve it. You deserve it.
Yeah,
Okay, I have our notes up next to me.
let's
We've
do this
got,
thing.
let's do this thing. Oops, and my computer just went black. That's great. Oh, here we go. Okay, so we want this to be like less of an interview and more of a conversation, but I would love to kind of start out with like sharing a little bit about each other. So I would love to know like about you. Tell me a little bit about your background and where you're from and how
Oh
you guys
man.
met when you like,
So my story is kind of crazy and like,
yeah.
so a lot of people immigrate to the US, but I was actually born in the US and moved and was raised in Colombia, Colombia, the country.
Right. Yeah.
Um, and I lived there till I was 8. So my native language is Spanish.
Oh wow.
And then the reason that I was born in the US because my dad was in the Colombian Air Force and he was
Okay.
stationed to work in DC. So I was born the like year that he was stationed here. And
Mhm.
then we moved back to Colombia, was raised there, and then moved back to the States when I was 8, and we've been
Wow.
here ever since.
How old
And
were you when you moved to Colombia? You were a baby.
baby, like 3 months old.
Wow. And where in the States were you born?
I was born in DC,
Okay. Nice.
Washington, DC. Yeah. And yeah, I've been here ever since. My parents are the most hardworking people that I have ever met. And they sacrifice pretty much everything. Like imagine moving your entire life and we moved with our suitcases, our immediate
Yeah.
family, and we didn't know anybody else here. We had, I think my mom had like one friend, and we lived in her basement. Actually, we lived in the family. She was a nanny. We
Oh
lived
wow.
in the basement of the family that she worked for. They were
Yeah,
gracious, like
amazing.
so nice, and let us stay in their basement, like an American family. And we are still indebted to them to this day. We
Oh
love
yeah.
them. And yeah, their girls are still my friends, and that's how we got started in the US. And
Yeah.
then, my parents worked their ass off, and
You met me in college.
then I went to college
Are
and
you
wanted
are you
to
an
do
only child?
engineering.
Are you an only child?
No, and I have two older brothers. Then
Okay.
they're 10 years and 8 years older than me. So
Okay.
it's always felt like I had three dads.
Okay.
Um,
So it like very
um,
much felt like an only child experience, kind of.
yeah,
No? Yes,
yeah,
kind of. Yeah.
yeah. I had a lot of parents. And yeah, then I wanted to go to college to do engineering and paid my way through college with scholarships. And then I met my husband in college,
Okay.
and
That was gonna be my next question.
yeah, we met. I think it was like a finals week at at a college party, and really hit it off. We're dated each other like that whole summer, and then things got serious.
And you're like, and he was like, let's make babies. Sold.
Yeah, I had one more year of school, so I finished off school, and then after school was done, we were like, let's move in together, and
Love it.
um,
He's a math
yeah,
teacher, is that right?
yeah. Well, he was a math teacher for 8 years, and
Okay.
then he's now theater and TV studio and does all the things.
Amazing. That is so cool.
Yeah.
Does he get like how is it spending your whole day with kids and then coming home to kids? Like
Oh my gosh.
I
Do you want
admire
to answer this
teachers so
question?
much.
Come
Yeah.
here,
I'm like very
Harrison.
like
Answer this
body.
question, because I'm honestly just as curious. How do you do it? How do you do it?
I barely do it.
He's just like, I want to talk to adults, please.
I don't know. I just get it done. I like my kids more, so that makes the
Yeah.
day end better. But and the kids I teach are way older than my little
Oh, okay.
kids.
Are they high
Once
school?
they're all middle schoolers, that's gonna be rough.
Oh yeah. Huh.
What
I'm
about
not
you?
sure with that.
Tell us about your life.
No, I mean, I guess like, Steph, do you consider yourself like first generation if you were born here?
I
Like,
do
you have a,
consider myself first
yeah,
generation.
yeah,
Yeah.
because you very much have like a first gen experience, right?
Definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, and then like I honestly I don't think it's a coincidence that the algorithm brought me to you. Like when I saw your content, I'm like, oh, I like this girl. I want to be friends with her, and I'm gonna keep her.
Dude,
Because I'm just like,
I literally watched one of your reels from my For You page, and
yeah,
I was like instant follow, and then
it's,
what proceeded to
it's like
watch all your other reels, and I'm like, I
I
really like this girl.
yeah, I was like, man, I wish Instagram had like a "Can I please be your friend" and not just your follower button. No, because I mean, your work ethic, I think, is something that really stuck out to me when I started following you. Similar to you, I am first gen. My mom was born in the Philippines, and she moved here when she was 9 or 10. And then she and my dad met in middle school, and they have been together. They're divorced now, but they were together through like, I don't know, early 2000s. I am an only child. Like most of my experience as an only child, and then my mom remarried. I have a half brother, but we're 16 years apart.
Oh,
So
wow.
he is like just about to start college, and it's weird because like I still feel like I'm 15 years old. Like sometimes, I'm just like
All the time.
this isn't
All the
work.
time.
This doesn't work this way. But yeah, no, but very much like yourself. My parents are really, really hardworking people. Like my mom's got a crazy work ethic and has worked for everything that she has. And I think like I've carried that over. That's the biggest thing that she's taught me. And it's like I think it can kind of I feel like both of our content is very similar in that like we work very, very hard. Like we were like made like honestly like made to work. And I think it's I don't think we could ever replace it with anything. And again, if I stopped working one day, I think I just like replace it with something else. Like I love being a
100%.
mom. I love having like creative outlets, but that's still like work, you know what I mean? So I think if I ever had more free time outside of my traditional 9 to 5, I would just replace it with other things. So, but yeah, I grew up in California. I have a big Filipino family. Was always really like academically driven in school, went to college, moved back home, got my MBA, and that's where I met Maurice because he went to college in my hometown where I went to, where I got my graduate degree. We met and I followed him back up to the Bay Area. I was like, yep, I'm done. I'm done having fun. We're gonna settle down. So, and then the rest is history. We dated for I don't know, like 3 or 4 years, and then we got engaged. And then I think one thing that was really nice is that like we didn't think about kids right away. We actually didn't like it wasn't anything that was like top of our list. We wanted to travel a ton, and I'm really glad that we did that because we don't do a ton of traveling now. I think we got a lot of it like out
Yeah,
of our
we were the
system.
exact same.
Yeah, exactly. And so like I mean, we miss it, but we are very much like it's not our time right now to go on like the big cross country trips. And I really admire families that can do that with their kids. But it's just not it's like not my first choice, to do that. And
Yeah.
I think the time will come where I'm like, okay, like I really need to, you know, raise little travelers, but it's just so hard to do that. Even going to the grocery store is hard. So I'm like getting on a plane and like getting through the airport is just it's so much work. So
Oh yeah,
you
getting
guys
your
you
kids
guys
out the
travel
door
quite a
with
bit.
like their shoes on.
Yeah, you guys travel quite a bit.
Accomplished.
You travel, right? Like, you go to the beach with your kids a
We
lot.
do.
Yeah.
That's like the furthest we travel is the beach, and it is the one nice thing is that like it's our family beach house, so we have a lot of the things that we need. Like we don't have to take pack and plays. We don't have to
Yeah, yeah,
take
yeah. Oh, it's
like the
already
big,
there for you. Yeah.
yeah, the big
That's
bulky
great.
things. So that is one thing that's convenient. But packing every time, oh my gosh. Yeah, I need a whole week to prepare.
And then you come home and then you have to unpack everything. And I'm like, where is the fun where is the fun? It is not vacation. It is watching your kids in a different zip code. Just
Yeah,
like this is like
yeah.
crazy. But it's
You
good.
need
The
a
repetition,
vacation from your
it does get
vacation.
easier. What was that? Yes. Oh my gosh. Every single time. Every time. Um, do you want to jump into some questions?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, great. Where do you want to start? We want to start. We've got a few topics for everyone. We've got sleep, baby sleep. We've got working mom related questions. We've got finance questions.
Let's get in the comments if you're watching this. What would you like us to talk about
Oh
first?
yeah, good call.
Yeah. So we have sleep, work and mom related things, finances related, content related, marriage, or anything that's not that.
Everyone
Work
wants to
from
know.
home.
Let's see your mocktail in the meantime. Everyone wants to know about your mocktail.
It's just a spindrift and some electrolytes, and it tastes heavenly.
Binge, what kind of electrolytes do you use?
I
Drop the
like the
knowledge.
Relight,
Influence me.
the Redmond Salt Relight one. It's
Redmond.
so good.
I have never heard of that. It's
I'll
good.
show you what it looks like. It is, I thought it was Redmond. It's made from, look, it's made from real Redmond salt. It's this one.
Yeah, I need you to give me a crash course on like all things protein and electrolytes and all of your concoctions. Do you want to see what I'm drinking? I'm
Yeah.
drinking
What are you drinking?
a diet cream soda with all of your chemicals, all of your aspartames. This is like very healthy.
Oh my gosh. I mean, every once in a while I will get a craving for a soda and it hits the spot.
And it's a diet soda, so you know it's extra bad for you. It's like taking 10 years off my life. Okay, everyone says or a few folks say working mom topics. So let's start there.
Sounds good.
Okay, and I'm gonna let you answer the first. Well, we'll both answer these
Oh,
questions,
all
but
right.
I'm gonna let you start. Let's see.
Here are some of the questions we got related to working mom stuff. But if you have other questions related to this topic, please add it in the comment section and we'll hit on that too. How do you manage your mental health with all the workload of being a mom? So for me, the way that I handle my mental health is by getting movement in and sweating at least 3 days a week. And if I'm not doing this, my mental health like literally goes like this. You can tell the days or weeks that I am not moving my body because it just like you can just like
Yeah,
see the stress coming off of me
yeah,
is
for
like the
sure.
time I need. And so like my morning routine and my journaling and working out are like my go-tos for mental health
Totally.
all the way.
Do you ever, so say on the mornings that you don't wake up at 4, do you like push it to the end of the day? Or you're just like, I'll just do it tomorrow.
I'll push it to the other day.
Okay. To
Yeah.
the end of the day?
Oh, no, I'll push it to the following day.
The
Like, if
following
for
day.
whatever reason I had a horrible night's sleep and like
Yeah.
I definitely do prioritize sleep over my workout. So like
Yeah.
if the baby was up a few times that night and I don't feel well rested, I'm not gonna like push my body to its limits because then that's also horrible. So I that's why I only go 3 days a week. So if one day doesn't work, I just push it to the following day and my goal is just to do 3 days a week.
Yeah. That's great. No, I love that. I'm, does like, do you ever like compute the ability to work out anytime other than 4 a.m.? Or you just, it needs
There's
to be
no,
4
I
a.m.?
literally do not have
You
any
don't
other
have time.
time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do not have any other, like every minute in my day is accounted for something.
Yeah.
And my husband works out at night. He has a workout buddy and
Okay.
they go at
Yeah.
night. So like my nights
It's the
are, I could do
trade-off.
it, I could work out from home, but I honestly, I'm not as driven to just do it on my own
Yeah,
anymore.
for sure.
What about you?
No, so same. And I've my hat goes off to you with the early mornings. I'm trying to get there. I'm like, you know what? If I start with like 15 minutes earlier, but it's like any time before 5, it's just I'm in REM. I'm in REM sleep. I can't do it, but I'm trying to get there. But very much like yourself, it is all like my physical and like mental, like my physical exertion, like directly like correlates to how well I'm doing mentally. Like I need to get outside. I need sunshine. If I'm not going for like, an hour, like 30-minute, an hour run, I've got to walk at least half an hour outside. And I'll chop it up. I'll chop it up in the middle of my meetings. I'm very lucky to work at home, but I'll block off like chunks of my time in my calendar and just like get outside and
Oh,
I'll
that's
listen to
awesome.
podcasts, I'll edit, I'll just get like sunshine and that really, really helps me. Um,
Do you ever take meetings? Like, are you able to take meetings walking and like walking and talking?
so so I have a walking pad, and I try to
Okay.
do that. I'll try to do that only if I'm not facilitating meetings or if I'm not doing a lot of talking. So if I'm just sitting as
Mm.
an attendee or if I'm like in an all hands or something that's just I just have to like passively listen, then I'll do my walking while I'm in front of my screen. But like I really just do that to get my like steps in. I know that like I don't know. It's not the same as walking outside. Like I need to feel the ground under me. I need to get a good grounding in. Like walking on something stationary in front of my computer only goes so far.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I get that.
it really is physical movement. And I also like mental health wise, it's not just physical. Like my husband and I are really, really good at alternating like nights out in the week. So like I'll grab dinner with girlfriends. We'll alternate nights. Like he'll go, he's really big on like working on his tattoos. So like he'll go and like have a tattoo appointment and that's like 3 4 hours. And so he'll spend the evening doing that. And then like the next week, like I'll schedule dinner with a friend and it's like it just takes me out of the
Yeah,
mundane and like the motions. And I'm like, okay, I still have these relationships that I really need to nurture and care for because they are still very important to me. And that really like gives me balance in my life. It's not,
yeah.
it's not just work, kids, sleep. It's I have other relationships and things I need to like maintain that are still important. Like they might not take up as much of my time, but like we've gotten into that habit and it's a really good system that we've implemented. So
No, we're the exact same way. with our friends and with things that we are passionate about. Like my
Mhm.
husband has things that he has like meetings for a few
Yeah,
times a month, and same with me. So we definitely always give each other time to do our own thing. And
yeah,
that definitely also helps with your mental health.
yeah. Um, let's move on to the next one.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's pick one that speaks to you. I like the one that your cursor is on right now. What was the hardest part of transitioning to multiple kids while balancing work, and why? What did you take away from that experience, and what advice would you give working moms who are considering having two or more little ones close in age? Hmm.
I mean, with multiple kids for us, it was like when we were outnumbered. For me, that was the hardest. Like going from two to three was harder
Yeah.
for me than going from one to two. And actually, it's funny because going from one to two felt easier to me than going from zero to one. And
Really?
I think it's kind of crazy.
Oh, I
Because
listened to that wrong. I understand. Yes.
I think it's because like from zero to one, because I was breastfeeding and I was the first time mom. I don't know. I felt like since I was the mom, I had to do a lot of like the things with the baby.
Yeah.
And so I like didn't even let my husband, even if he tried to help me at night, I would just want to
Yeah.
do it on my own. So like was handling too much on my own. But once there was more than one, like I could not do it all on my own. So I actually had to ask for help. And asking for help is so important and underrated.
Yeah. And it's very hard for people like us to ask for help. It's like really humbling to get to that point, and then you're like, oh, I could have done this a long time ago.
Yeah. So people ask me all the time, like, how are you able to work out so early in the morning? Like, who's with your baby? And I'm like, my husband's with my baby.
They're
And
literally their other
yeah,
parent.
yeah. And with baby number one, like that was not the case. Like,
Hmm.
because I didn't let it be. But
Yeah.
with baby number two and three and four, a
Yeah.
lot more fell on my husband, which then felt easier for me because I gave him more responsibility. I like gave myself permission to let someone else help.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
do nothing.
and now I do nothing according to my husband.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't do anything. Step it up. Step it up. I think you need to wake up at 3, actually. I mean, for me, I like just like yourself, like 0 to 1 hit us like a truck. Well, it hit me like a truck. Um, so I think my answer is better suited around just having kids in general and work, because when I had to return to work after mat leave, and I had a generous mat leave I was with my first company, and I got like 6 months off, and that was lovely.
That's incredible. I mean, like,
Yeah,
not compared to some other countries, but like for the US, that's incredible.
for the U.S., it's wonderful. 6 months fully paid, and then so he and I staggered our parental leave. So I took my full 6, and then he took, I think he got like 4 months. So we had Jade home like for 10 months until
I'm
we had,
so
and
jealous. I'm
yeah,
so
it was
jealous.
like we are not complaining, right? And so, but what was hard, like the hardest part in being a working mom and transitioning to having kids, period, is like having like my identity at work totally shaken up, and I did not expect to deal with that so much when I went back to work. So because I'm so used to like giving 150% at work, like mentally taking work home with me, and having a kid was the like forcing function to not do that, and that was really really hard for me, because that made me feel like I'm not doing a good job, I'm not showing up in the way that I used to, I'm gonna get fired, like all these things that just come with like a very overachieving mindset. Like you're very like very very focused on doing the best that you can and like being the best at what you do. And having kids really put me in a healthier relationship with my career. I think it like really taught me how to set those hard boundaries, because like those are not boundaries that are negotiable. Like my family is always going to be more important than my job, but my job is also important. Like my career is very important to me. So it was very much it was a learning period for me to like strike a good balance between how I log off mentally, like physically from like my job, like turn it on to be mom after work and then give my all when I'm logged in, right? So it's still kind of a push and pull. It's not something that happened overnight. And that's when I really question, like, should I be working anymore? Like like what did I go to like why did I do all this schooling? I just want to like be home with my kids. Like I don't want to do this anymore. And it took me a really long time to get back to like, okay, no, this is really what I want to do. I love my career. I love my job. And I genuinely believe that women can have everything that they want. Like we live in a time where we can like strike a good balance between our careers, being present moms, like being present for ourselves and our relationships. It's not like pretty, but it can be done. But that was like it really took me a long time to get to this spot right now.
Yes, amen to literally everything that that's coming out of your mouth. I'm just like screaming in the back of my head, like,
Yeah,
yes, that is
yeah,
so true.
definitely.
And oh my gosh, I had like a million things I wanted to add and say, but like,
Please do. No, please do. I wait, did you experience the same thing? Like I just felt like such I don't know. I just felt like
so
it's
I
just like
think
a
as
fish out of
working,
water coming back to work. I'm like, what am I doing here? Like I don't want to be here, but I also like need to be here. Like how do I get back to liking what I'm doing again? So,
yeah, the transition is hard. And I can tell you with at least the first three pregnancies, I think I cried every day for many, many days.
yeah. Yeah, it's hard. It's really hard because it's like, we like we want to be with our kids always, and that's okay and that's completely natural.
So
But
you
I
got
also think
6 months of mat
yeah,
leave. I got 6 weeks of mat leave for all
that
four of
is
my babies.
horrible. I'm so
That's
sorry. That
horrible.
is horrible. Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
complaining. I'm not gonna complain about that.
But
You're
like
literally still bleeding at 6 weeks. Like you're still like crazy.
actually,
Actually. Oh my
yeah, no,
God.
but thankfully we have the support of my parents. So my mom was watching
Hmm.
our kids and it made me a little bit more comfortable going back to work so early,
Yeah.
but it was definitely challenging and striking a balance of where to draw the line with work is definitely a thing.
Yeah.
And and I think when we do become working moms, like we just value our time so much more that
Yeah.
when we're at work,
Yeah.
I feel like I just became so much more efficient with like what I
Yes.
had to
With
get
your
done.
time. Hmm.
And I swear, working moms can get more done in like 6 hours than all the men that are just at work for their 8 hours. Like we can accomplish like double. I'm like, I don't need to be here for 8 hours. I got just as much done in these six.
Yeah. The amount of times I've had to bite my tongue. It's like, oh, you had a long day. Really? Say that again.
Yeah, yeah.
We love our husbands. They are so great. Okay, let's move on.
We got a question in the comments.
Oh, we
What are your
do. Let's
tips
do it.
for getting what are your tips for getting your husband to do more? Struggling with this right now. First baby is 9 months old and the division of labor feels uneven. I feel resentful and don't know what to do. Okay, this is very real and I totally felt this. And feeling the resentful part, especially like for me, it was like with breastfeeding because
Yeah.
I just felt like yeah, but there's so many more things because with
Mm.
breastfeeding, there's like washing the pump parts and all the things. And I wish I had really good advice for this. Um, I don't know. Do you have advice for this?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know this person's like full blown. They could be a really good communicator. I was not a really good communicator in this regard. In this regard, like I would hold a lot of things in, and then I would resent. So I would encourage this person to like really take a step back first and ask yourself, like, have I communicated this like to the best of my ability that I am like feeling like I'm drowning, right? Um, because I think what a lot of women do, like myself included, is like I'm expecting him to like read my mind in every way I need support. And like it's that happened so much to the point where like we broke down. We're just like, I can't read your mind. I need you to spell it out for me. And then I would turn back to him and be like, that's just another thing I need to do, like spelling it out for you, or like making you a list. But he's telling me what he needs from me to be able to help me. And so I had to kind of swallow my pride a little bit and be like, okay, I need to actually communicate the things that I need or where I feel like I'm stuck that he can actually do. Like the things that he can't control are like breastfeeding or, you know, comforting baby, because there's only so much a dad can do in the early months. So I had to like really sit down and say, here are all the things I'm doing with my day. What can I like really get off my plate? Like, let's ruthlessly prioritize here and like relinquish control of the things that are not going to get done perfectly, but at least they'll get done by someone other than me.
Yeah,
And that was
exactly.
a
Like
really, really hard step for me to take. But
it is
the
so
problem,
hard.
yeah, yeah, it's
Like
hard.
for
And you're just
example,
like, ooh, I don't like the way you did that thing, or
yeah,
the
like
way that you
washing the pump parts or
cleaned it.
doing something very specific that you're like, no, those need to be cleaned like
Yeah,
way better. Like the baby's
right.
drinking out of these. And
Yeah.
like you just need to let them do it, even if it's wrong and not yelling at them. But oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's rough.
I will also
And it,
say
but yeah, go ahead.
having, I feel like a lot of the arguments also rose from like lack of sleep
Hmm.
and like you're just not
Yes,
mentally yourself when you're not getting
yes,
enough sleep. And so having these conversations not in the middle of the night when both of you are not at your best
yeah,
and making sure that you're well hydrated, well fed, and have
yes,
some good sleep before
yeah,
having like a conversation and not like fuming from resentfulness and
yeah. No, you called out something really important, and that is like sleep is always going to be, for most people, the common denominator behind a lot of problems in a new family dynamic. When you throw a little baby in the mix of your marriage, like not sleeping, like I remember having like so much rage, and I think that really fed into my resentment towards Maurice in the early months. Like he felt like he was useless because I wouldn't let him do anything. I wasn't communicating my needs, but I also didn't really know how to communicate them well because I wasn't sleeping. So yeah, I think this person should assess like how how have you communicated, and how, like, what you need. Are you guys getting the rest that you need? And then I think there, if you have done all those things, then the ball is kind of in his court. And if he's like seeking to be a good teammate, it starts with like you really getting out of your own head and making sure you're communicating correctly. That was
yeah,
like the underlying source of our
yeah.
early postpartum woes. So
And a lot of times just like handing them the
yeah,
baby and walking away, like a lot of times we think that they can't figure it out, but they definitely like just like us, like
yeah, and
it's
they need
something
to.
that comes with like learning. Like
Mhm.
we're not naturally gifted at changing diapers, but like the
Yeah,
more you do, the more you learn. And if you just like hand them the baby, it's like you will get to know your baby and know the cues that help them be soothed
yeah,
and help them be able to put them to sleep, and you don't have to be the one holding them to sleep every time. Like
right.
they can learn these cues too,
Yeah,
and you don't necessarily have to be the one telling them like, no, do this, do that. No, just like give them the
let,
baby and let them
let
figure
them,
it
yeah,
out
let
because
them,
they'll create their
let
own
them
bond
theory.
too.
What?
Because they'll create their own bond too.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, like heavy on the let them. Like I think once we started getting in a better spot between like sleep and like dividing responsibilities more evenly, I realized that I just didn't allow him to like be dad. And I think it's so important now because like the fact that they're outside with Maurice right now, like if you were to if that were to be me, my first postpartum, like I would never take my eyes off that baby ever. And I'm just like, okay, you got the kids, go. And I think it comes with like you just got to relinquish the control and let dad be dad, because it's good for the kids too. Because then they'll be like, oh, this is This is my dynamic with my dad. Like dads for sure bring something that we can never bring. And
Oh, yeah.
it starts with like letting them do things the way that you don't really want them to. So just like, ooh, I don't like the way that you clean the couch.
Oh
But
yeah, like letting all the kids run outside barefoot and just like disheveled and oh my gosh, like just play with the hose and get soaking, sopping wet. It's like it's cold outside. What's happening?
yeah, it's like, when what was I going to say? So when I went back to work with Jade, our first, I was still like rocking her to sleep and nursing her to sleep for all naps and nights, and so we were still not sleeping. And Maurice is like, well, I'm not going to do that. So he was like really kind of the first person to go full force with sleep training during the day. And she learned naps very quickly with him because she's like, oh, I'm not going to get this from my dad. Like, he's just going to make sure I'm good, lay me down, and then I'm going to figure it out.
Yeah.
And I was like, how did you do that? And he's like, oh, I just put her down for her nap. And I was like, what do you mean you just put her down for her nap? I was like, oh my gosh, this is unbelievable. So yeah, they bring a different dynamic that's so important to kids. It's crazy.
Uh, Someone said they're going back to work tomorrow after mat leave. Oh
Oh
my gosh.
no.
I hope you have a
Baby
good
thinking
first
like
day
baby.
back.
Don't do too much too soon. It's a syllabus week for you. Get caught up, read your emails. People won't even know that you're there. So take advantage of it.
And it's okay if there are tears. That's normal.
Yes, for sure. Okay, which topic do you want to go into next? We've got baby sleep, we've got finances, we've got content creation. I love that you got some content creation questions, Steph.
I get a few every time I have a question
Yeah.
box. Um, we
And
talked
then
about sleep.
marriage.
We talked
Yeah,
about
sleep.
sleep a little bit,
Yeah,
so
talk
let's
about
do a
sleep.
little bit of sleep training
My
or
favorite
sleep.
topic. Let's do it.
Okay, if you're one of my followers and you don't follow Janaea and you want to do sleep training but you're not sure how, this is your girl. And yeah,
I
if you
appreciate it.
need, she has, I feel like every time I like log on, she is talking about some type of sleep training, helping moms, and she is seriously helping hundreds of moms every week with all her content. She is incredible, and she doesn't charge, which I'm like, girl, you
I'm
need to start
sorry.
charging for this
I just,
advice. The
I don't
amount of
know.
money
And
that I
like,
spent on sleep training is insane.
thank you. That really means so much to hear from you. I really appreciate it. And I know okay. It's really hard for me to,
And
it's
you
hard for
don't
me to think about doing that. I'm probably not going to, but I will think about it.
you
Okay.
don't have to charge like some crazy
Yeah.
amount, but like I'm serious, like I will literally pay thousands of dollars for someone to teach me how to make my child sleep so that I can get enough sleep because
Sleep shouldn't cost a thing. Keep your money. You know what? No, I mean, I appreciate that. I think like the reason I'm such a geek about this topic, and like I'm all self-taught. Like I've been in every Facebook group, all like I've been down so many internet holes, like learning from the best of the best people that have done this so many times. And like I just remember like the hardest parts of motherhood have been like up those late nights, not like being able to get my kids to go to sleep, and it was just so mentally debilitating. Like I will never forget those moments, and they just stick out so much to me. And I'm like, if I can help anyone get out of that and have their rest again, like that's more than enough I need. It's like it was the hardest times of my life. And that's really
for
saying
sure.
something. I've like, I've there's so many other big problems in the world, but like for the postpartum experience, that was one of the hardest. So I don't know. I'll
Yeah,
think
no,
about it.
the
Yeah,
dark parts of my
the
life
dark
have also
sides.
been lack of sleep.
Yeah, yeah.
Seasons where there have been lack of
Ugh.
sleep.
Horrible. Tell me about your sleep training story. Like, when did you? I mean, I assume that you guys sleep trained your kids.
Yes,
Yeah, I
we
would
did.
tell. Like, give me the quick and dirty on
The quick and dirty.
Steph
I
and
will give you
Harrison's sleep training story.
I will give you the quick and dirty.
Okay.
With our first child, I did I did it all on my own, like feeding in the middle of the night, putting the baby to
Yeah.
sleep. Um, she didn't sleep through the night till after a year,
Oh my gosh.
which
Yeah.
meant that like I was not getting a full night of sleep. It was like broken sleep, and she would wake up one, two, three times. Like
That's
it was all over the place.
yeah, that's
And
rough.
once we knew we were gonna have baby number two,
Yeah.
I was like, I cannot do this again. I
Yeah.
cannot do this again.
Never again.
I was like, I am gonna look into
Yeah.
all the sleep training things. And before this baby was even born, I started doing all the research
Yeah.
and I came across, I think it's called Little Z Sleeps, which
Okay.
now they sold to Hatch. And I think
Oh,
they're coming
really?
out with, yeah, they're coming out with like
Nice.
a whole, I think it's going to be an app. I'm really not sure.
Okay.
But I loved, Becca is her name that started that sleep course. And they had this like whole sleep society and like all the parents could ask all the questions.
Amazing.
And
What method, I
I
guess,
learned
what like method was it closest to?
it's the Ferber
Okay.
method.
Yeah. Nice. Okay.
And so, yeah, from the very beginning, it's just like set your baby, um,
Yeah.
like a routine, the wake windows, and put down awake, but like drowsy and
Yeah.
dark room, sound machine, routine, bath, book,
Yeah.
bottle, and sleep sacks or the swaddle, like
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
all the things. I learned all the things from Little Z Sleeps.
Amazing. How long did it take for them to get it down?
So with them, it's like the first 4 months, everything is just like learning about the routine and the schedules and the
Okay.
wake windows. But once you hit 4 months, then you can do the um like put down and check it every 10 minutes kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Um and I was still keeping the one feed because the baby was waking up like
Sure.
multiple times to feed. But at 4 months, it was like okay to keep just
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
feed.
Yeah.
So we went down to one feed, and then at 6 months, full on like hard stop,
Yeah.
no more feeds in the night, and at 6 months totally sleep trained. And then with baby number three, she she was born in the winter and our kids brought home all the germs,
Oh,
so she was just like sick constantly, so I could not sleep train her. It was
bummer.
I felt
Uh,
horrible. And so, and she had a butt rash from being sick because her poop was so acidic that she had
oh
this butt
no.
rash for
Poor
like,
baby.
I'm not kidding. She had like a butt rash for like 6 months and we
Oh my
tried
God.
everything.
Poor
And I
thing.
couldn't, if she cried in the middle of the night, I was just like instantly up, changing her diaper. Like it was so stressful.
Oh
She didn't
no.
sleep through the night until 15 months.
Oh,
And at 15 months is when we slept trained.
yeah.
Um, and then with baby number four, the same thing happened. I'm like, this cannot happen again.
You're just like, we're done. We're done. Four is it. We're done. Did you
Yeah,
always want four kids?
I did. I
Yeah.
did. But after number three, I was like, we're done. We're
Yeah.
done. And then
No more
God
butt
had other
rash.
plans.
I mean, how, so when you sleep trained them, was it over like a gradual period of time or was it like for over a week?
So with our second son, or yeah, our second born, he, I'm like, no joke, in 3 days he was sleep trained. And
Amazing.
every day, like they start, like the first day, yes, is horrible. Like they cry for like 30 to 40 minutes, sometimes
Yeah.
more. But then day two, it goes down to like 20 to 10 minutes. Day
Yeah.
three, they
They
cry for
learn
like
quick.
5. Yeah. And then after day three, sometimes it's up to a week, or 2 weeks. I don't know. I feel like we had a very lucky situation.
Yeah.
Um, they just learn to put themselves down. Like they kind of like have a little
Like,
bit
all
of
right, I
crying,
give
but then
up. I give up.
they self-soothe.
I
Yeah.
can do this. Yeah.
And with baby number four, I was like very hard on sleep training. And then there's always, my parents were like, this is not right. Like they
Yeah.
brought back the parent guilt
Oh,
and made me feel bad about it. But at 6 months, I'm not joking. He was waking up like 6 to 7 times a night. And
no.
my
We
husband and I
don't,
are like, we can't do this
we don't do
anymore.
that.
We
We can't.
cannot do this
We
anymore.
cannot survive like this. No.
So at 6 months, which was no joke, Christmas Day, we're like, we're sleep training.
We're sleeping.
This is
Merry
our Christmas
Christmas.
present to ourselves.
Amen to that. No, that's good. Honestly, and it's like something I also tell moms that are like they're moms of multiples is like it's also really good for your other kids too to like have like to know that you'll have the time with them if you sleep train, your younger ones. Or
You're
I
just
was
a better
talking,
mom. You show up a better mom when you're getting enough sleep.
oh, totally, totally. And, I mean, you can't, what is the saying? You can't pour from an empty cup. Like that is the decision to sleep train. And I remember talking to a mom who was like, oh, like we sleep trained our first, but I'm like finding the decision like really, really hard to sleep train our second. Like I don't know, I love the snuggles. I don't know if I want to sleep train her. And like what I responded to her is I was like, do you want your daughters to have like a very different experience? Do you want your oldest to be able to like sleep well in different environments, and then like your younger one is not going to have that experience? And she's like, oh, I never really thought about it that way. But it's good for like it's good, especially, I mean, it's good for anyone, but it's good in families with multiple kids because once you sleep train your younger ones, you've now got like the extra time with your older ones. Like if they need you or if they're staying up later, you can spend time with them. So that's what I'm finding. Like when we sleep trained our third, I was like, it was still hard. It doesn't get any easier like, the more kids you have. Like it still sucks to go through the process, but I'm like my older kids deserve time with me too. And so like once we got through the sleep training process with our youngest, I was like, I'm so glad we did that. Like, I'm so glad it's over. Like he's sleeping well, everyone's sleeping well, everyone's got time for each other.
Yeah, what
So
helped me get through like the hump of like, is this right for us?
yeah.
Is this like the right thing to do for like a small child? Is
Hmm.
like you're giving them the tools to learn healthy sleep habits.
Yeah.
And if the tool that you want them to learn is that they need a contact nap or they need
Hmm.
your help to fall asleep, and
Yeah.
you will continue that, like you will be there until 3, 4, 5, 6, like,
Yeah.
and then they will have a crutch on like what helps them fall asleep.
Hmm.
Essentially, it's like teaching a kid how to tie a shoe. Like if you think it's bad for them because I don't, oh no, this was the example. Teaching a kid to walk. Like, do you just want to hold your
Yeah.
baby their whole life and like not let them fall and get back
Yeah.
up? Because that's what you're doing with sleep training.
Yeah.
And when I heard that, I was like, ugh, that is so true.
It's like it only takes one example to shatter your glass.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
no, that is such a good analogy, and it's so true. It's really true, and they're capable of doing it. And I think I've been getting some like I don't know comments that I don't agree with lately, and I'm just like every time I see them, I'm like, I just wish they could spend like, I wish they could be a fly on the wall of my home just to see how like rested and like happy and crazy my children are. Like, you go into a room full of kids and you can't tell the difference between the kids that are sleep trained and the kids that sleep in bed with their parents. Like, you really can't, which is good. I mean, different dynamics for different families, but it always pains me to see like messaging out there that discourages families from like exploring their options. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, yeah. Someone asked,
yeah.
how do you sleep train young babies with older siblings in the house? How do you avoid the little ones waking up?
Yeah. So, there's a couple ways that you can do this. The way that I'm thinking about this is if you have the space in your home to have a dedicated, like separate rooms, then you can certainly use separate rooms with a lot of loud white noise, knowing that that will drown out the I don't know, the crying in both rooms. So in your older child's room, like increase the white noise volume, and then in your younger one's room, also like the proximity between where they are from each other is really really helpful. However, if say they are sharing a room for families with smaller homes or apartments or things like that, it is totally okay to sleep train in like a bathroom or a closet with ventilation with like a fan. Like I think a lot of people forget that. Like, oh, my child needs to be in a bedroom to be sleep trained. That's not true. Like you can use a big walk-in closet. You can use a bathroom as long as like the temperature's fine and the fans are going. You've got good circulation, or open a window. You can, as long as it's a dedicated space or it's you can do it in your room. Um, I would encourage you to do that as long as it's like separate and you've got um, like a lot of white noise going. So it can certainly be done. And that's like that's one of the most common questions I get about like families with small homes or families that are sharing rooms, or I have to sleep like babies in my room. Like you can still do it by putting barriers up and using a lot of white noise, or using lesser common rooms to sleep train.
Yeah,
So
those are all amazing tips.
yeah.
For us, we have 4 children, and we had a sound machine in each of the rooms, a sound machine in the hallway, and even if, I mean, yeah, the kids never woke up. They'd never wake each other up. Even like
Yeah.
when one baby is screaming bloody murder and the other room is right next door,
Yeah.
they don't wake up.
Yes. It can be done. Don't let
How do you,
don't make that an excuse for yourself, whoever asked that question.
yeah. Someone asked, how do you sleep train a 13-month-old who is a rock star sleeper at night in their own crib but refuses to be put down during naps?
How to sleep train, they asked?
Yeah. How do you sleep train a 13-month-old who's a rock star sleeper at night in their
Mhm.
own crib but refuses to be put down during a nap?
Yeah, so if they're sleep trained for nights and a particular method worked for you, so if you got them to have a lot of that overnight success, then approach naps in the same way. It's just going to be a little bit modified. So same thing as bedtime, like have a nap time routine. It can be like 30 seconds. Like you walk into nursery bedroom, set the scene, like lower the blinds, have whatever music or noise that you usually have playing, lay them down wide awake, let them know like it's nap time, and then do whatever method you're doing. So if you're doing pick up, put down, or Ferber or extinction, like do the same method. The difference with daytime is that you want to be cognizant of the amount of time it takes for them to fall asleep. So if they're getting overtired, that's when you kind of want to like scrap it and just try again the next nap, because you don't want them crying for like an hour and then you've got like a really overtired baby that just won't nap, and then that will kind of start to affect like the later naps and your wake windows and things like that. So typically I say if you can't get baby down for a nap with your sleep training method of choice within a half hour, I would like rescue the nap. So just go in, get them to sleep however you can. If you're nursing, if you're rocking, just try again the next nap. However, if they do fall asleep, um, that's great. Like let's count that as a win. If they wake up before the hour mark, leave them in the crib. Leave them in the crib for until they hit that hour mark, and then so that will like give them a chance to connect their sleep cycles during the day and get back to sleep. So like typically during the day, like daytime sleep, babies will cycle in and out of like sleep cycles, and so you'll see their little eyes pop open on the monitor like at the 15 or 20-minute mark, and then you'll give them a second, and then like a few minutes later they're asleep again. So they've connected that cycle. We've got to give them the space to do that by implementing that like hour mark trick that I usually do. With our youngest, she would wake up every like 15 minutes on the dot, and it would drive me crazy. I'm like, what is wrong with my child? Like, she's like sleeping. I have barely like get time to go shower or like get myself not smelly, and I would never like I couldn't do anything during her naps, and because I wasn't giving her a chance to connect her cycles. And when we started sleep training and Maurice like put her down, she would wake up at 15 minutes on the dot, and then like 10 minutes later she'd be asleep. So it's really about like patience and consistency on our part. It's nothing the kid needs to do. Like we need to be more patient and allow them to like discover their capabilities.
Yeah.
I'll get off my soapbox now.
Girl, I will follow all your advice if I have a fifth child, which I will not.
No, my kid, yeah, my kids nap great. I've got to wake them up for naps. My youngest, he's on a single nap. He'll sleep like 2 or 3 hours during the day. And then my middle son still naps, but it's only like an hour. But yeah, once you get naps down, like you'll be surprised at how well they can sleep during the day.
Yeah. And I promise you, like, the people that are like, no, they don't need a nap in the day, like, no, your child does need a nap in the day, and it will
Yeah,
help the nighttime sleep so much more.
right, right. Yes, amen to that. Let's jump into, I want to do this question around finances because you have a lot of really Like what I love about your content is you talk people through like your financial setup, some systems in your household that like help you both like run more smoothly, like your family dynamic. So can you talk us through like one or two financial systems or like organizational systems in your guys' home that might help a soon to be mom?
Oh man. So I got really, really like I dove deep into my finances right out of college
Hmm.
because my boss was very into like giving all of the young people that were straight out of college the
Hmm.
right tools to figure out like what they need to be successful in life.
Okay.
And like the biggest thing that he taught me was there like so much of it you can do on your own, and
Yeah.
it's all about like being intentional with learning this stuff. But he was like, definitely put most of your investments in mutual index funds. And so
Mm.
like I went down the rabbit hole
I'm
of
gonna write
learning
this
about like
down. Hold on.
investing.
We take notes. Where's my notebook? No, keep going, please.
So yeah, low cost index funds that um like mirror the S&P 500. So that gives you little bits of the
Yeah.
500 most, the biggest companies in
Yeah.
the US. Um, and so that has been my strategy from the beginning. And also putting as much into retirement accounts as possible. And the
Yeah.
first thing you always want to do is get your 401k employer match, always. Um, And then once we got a little bit down the rabbit hole of all the financial
Yeah.
things, is trying to put as much in retirement into your high yield, um, your sorry, your HSA, which is your health
Yeah.
savings account. Um, and especially as a family,
Mhm.
that is so important. But using that account, this is like kind of advanced, but
Yeah,
using that
I can
account as a
understand.
retirement account. So
Your HSA?
yeah. So
Whoa. Yeah,
this is very
educate me, please.
okay. I'm sorry. I'm screaming apparently. Um,
Keep your voice
I get
down.
I get very excited about this topic.
This is literally like me in sleep training. Steph and
Yeah, I know.
HSA.
So
Let's do it.
a
I'm
high
locked in. I'm locked in.
so an HSA, you don't get taxed on this money.
Hmm.
And so it's money that you can actually invest, and most people don't realize this.
How does that
So
work?
you can max out your HSA. You can put away, I forget what the limit is this year, 7,500 or 80
Okay.
something now,
Yeah.
8,300, I don't know. Um, but with whatever custodian you're using through your company, you can select to buy ETFs, like mutual index funds,
Yeah.
with that money. And if you do have any health care related
Mhm.
expenses, if you're able to not actually use that pot of money in the HSA, that pot of money in your HSA, and keeping all your receipts somewhere safe, like a Google Drive that you'll
Yeah.
have forever, that money will actually be able to grow versus using it now for healthcare expenses. And let's say when you're 70 years old, that $1,000 that you wanted to use now for some dental work that you had, if you never used it and left it invested, that money is going to grow exponentially and it's not taxed.
Mm.
And no one knows about this, which
Wait,
is
so
insane.
there's no like penalty for this if you're using it for like or even investing it in things that do not intend to be used for medical expenses.
So it's just it's like an investment account, but it's your HSA. And when you get to 65 and a half or whatever, or whenever, when you get to retirement and you have this
Yeah.
pot of money, you can use that money for health expenses when you're older. And most of us have most of our expenses in healthcare
Yeah.
when we're old. And so letting that money grow in your HSA is like such it's very underrated, and most
Yeah.
people don't realize that this is like this if of all your retirement accounts, this is, I think, my favorite because it's not taxed.
Yeah.
And when you get to retirement, it will never be taxed.
Amazing.
Um, yeah, so definitely put money in your
True.
HSA and
Okay.
look into this
I
more
don't.
because
I don't. So this is okay. Next family meeting. Do you guys have family meetings?
my husband and I were really good at the beginning of this year, but with this whole content thing, it
Yeah.
has definitely, we used to have
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
a sit down every Sunday, and we did talk about financial stuff a lot.
Yeah.
And actually, if you're into podcasts, write this one down.
Okay. I'm writing it down.
Afford Anything, by Paula Pant. All of her stuff is incredible, but she
Okay.
has this list. If you like Google Paula Pant and the 52 financial things to do, she literally has like a free PDF and it has 52 things you and your spouse need to do to like get your financial house in order. And my husband and I started doing this. And I think we stopped doing it is because we have already done so many things on that
Yeah.
list. But if you are getting started with this stuff, I highly recommend downloading this PDF, or she'll email it to you and signing up for it. But it's like 52 things to get your financial house or something. I need to look up what it's called, actually.
Yeah.
Let me look it up because I think this information is so important.
Yeah. I need it. I need it. Thank you. No, we love talking about all things like family financial strategy. This is really helpful.
Look up like Afford Anything 52-week money challenge or something.
Just 2 week
Anything.
challenge.
I'm like
Amazing.
trying to find the exact one. It's called 2025 One Tweak a Week.
One tweak a week.
Yes.
Oh,
So
I
highly
see it.
recommend doing that. And yeah, that's like the best piece of advice because I could literally talk about this topic forever.
Okay. I've got to book some
And
time.
I'll let us move on because it's already been an hour
Yeah.
and we'll get
Why
to
don't we
more
do?
questions.
Yeah. Why don't we do? Do you want to do? We'll do a couple more
Okay.
or one more. Or do you want to call it? How much time you got?
I can do a few more. I'll
Okay.
let you decide because you still
Okay.
have to put your babies down.
Oh no, Maurice has got that. Maurice has got. We got. See, I'm relinquishing control of bedtime.
Okay. I love it. I love it.
No, I
If you have
okay.
any more pressing questions, drop them in the chat. Otherwise, we'll get some questions from the ones we've gotten.
Actually, I'm gonna ask you a question off the cuff because this is a question that I actually get from other married couples who are like friends of ours. How soon, if at all, did you and Harrison combine your finances? And do you find that important in your dynamic as a married couple?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think this topic is like very personal and it probably has a lot to do with like the example that your parents set
Yeah,
for you.
for sure.
And both of our families, like finances have been combined.
Yeah.
So for us, it just felt very natural to do
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
Um, and one of the things out of college, like Harrison was very lucky and he didn't have any student loans out of college, and I
Okay.
did.
Yeah.
And so when we first moved in together, I think he just offered. He was like, "Why don't you just pay off your student loans and I will cover our housing?" And that helped me tremendously. And
Yeah.
it helped start our marriage with no debt. So that was
Love
a
it.
huge
Love
thing
it.
for us,
Except for the
Yeah.
wedding.
except for the
Except for the
wedding.
wedding.
Well,
Worth it.
we had to
Worth
save
it.
a lot of money for the wedding.
The wedding's got a huge ROI, as you can see. Yeah, no, I have like heavy on the like just the example set by parents or whoever your community was growing up. Because it's so I think it's also cultural too. But yeah, with us, we combined finances from like the very beginning, and I think like it's a huge reason why I think we've been able to do a lot financially and like make a lot of really important financial decisions together is because like my paycheck is his paycheck is my paycheck. I don't think we've not used separate anything except for like I think credit cards, and we both got our like travel point strategy going, and it's a lot of fun for each of us. But like
I love that.
actual like liquid assets, um, combining them has made it really like so much easier and cleaner to like see inflows and outflows and like set goals together. And like we have a very mutual understanding of like things that are necessary expenses. We've got accounts like set up for like core recurring expenses like mortgage, groceries, like all these things, auto payments. And then we have like we see like money going into savings and like where all our money goes, and then we kind of like figure out, okay, what are our like big boulder, little boulder like financial goals, and then set things up that way. um, and then individually, we kind of know like, okay, this is how much like frivolous spending we have to do, which is usually very little, you know, with so many kids. But yeah, it's combining assets has been such a huge factor, and I think our like the health of our marriage. Um, and we didn't so like my parents, I'm very lucky that they still are very good friends, even though that they're divorced. But one thing that they had got for us before we got married was like premarital counseling, and that came with like financial counseling.
Yep.
And they had asked us a lot of like questions that were really kind of uncomfortable to tread. So like, do either of you have like financial debts that you haven't disclosed with each other? Or, you know, what are some of the bigger purchases that you're ashamed to admit? And it's like all these questions that you never really think about talking through together until you have to.
That's so funny.
And
We discussed the same
yeah,
thing.
right. And in the moment we were like, why are we doing this? Like, this is so weird. But I think like 2, 3 years into our marriage, when we're like, okay, we need to like think actually move out of our little Oakland apartment and like buy a home and you know, make some big financial choices. I think it really like that exercise made it so much easier to like put on our big boy pants and like actually, okay, this is marriage. Like like these really big financial decisions that I think like break down a lot of relationships because they never really either did the work to go through that. But I feel like I have so much empathy for those situations because like, I mean, if we had not gone through that, who knows like how we
Yeah.
would have had to, and that might have been a much tougher conversation when it came.
Yeah, I think
So
that definitely helps. That pre-marriage counseling
yeah,
where
it's
you
like
talk
what is
about all the
this?
things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, did you see a chat question?
I don't think I'm not seeing any more questions in the chat. I don't know if
Okay.
my chat's not updating. If you see one,
Okay.
let me know.
I'm afraid to press anything. I think I'm gonna like it's just like I've never it's everything there's so many things on the screen. Like
Yeah,
okay. Let's see. Let's do a content question and then maybe we can close.
sounds good.
Or we'll see. Let's see. I think this is a question that you got from your question box. How do you live in the moment and deciding on when to create content? That's a really good question.
Yeah. So I'm literally just like most of my content is like vlogs
Yeah.
of my
So it's probably
life.
easy to do that, right?
So it's just
You
easy
are
because
living in the moment.
I
Yeah.
just set up my tripod and I just go about my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is just easy for me to do. But so I'm not like behind my child or something like recording a special moment.
Yeah.
It's just like the chaos that is my life.
Yeah. Like I'm doing this anyway.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So it makes it easy for me to create content, but I do try to only film like once or twice a week, and a
Yeah.
lot of my content is recycled.
Hmm.
And I'm still like a little self-conscious about it, but I'm like, I'm pretty sure because I look at my analytics and like from the 90K followers that I have, the percentage of those people that saw my content is so little
What do
that
you
like if you look at your analytics, it can show you like the percentage of your followers that saw your content.
Oh, I see.
And like some of those reels is like 10%, 20% or whatever. It's like the other eyes that haven't like seen this, but I also don't copy like a reel exactly. Like I'll change like the
Yeah.
voiceover or I'll
Oh,
make
I
it different
see.
in some way so that it's
You're
still
dropping all the
interesting.
tips. Yeah, your
Yeah,
growth has
so
been insane. I needed to take all the notes from you.
because creating because for me, I try to create 6 reels a week, and
Mhm.
creating 6 brand new
It's hard.
content like reels is impossible as a
Yeah,
working mom, or like you'll run yourself into the ground doing that.
yeah,
So definitely recycling content, and I need a better system of like keeping my like already edited videos that are ready
yeah,
to go in like a better folder or something. But I I have all my content is saved. I don't delete anything. So I have everything.
yeah,
So it takes me sometime a while to find what I want to post because I'm like, where was that again? But I
yeah,
just need to
yeah,
find a folder where I have like my finally edited videos with like no text or voiceover, like just the raw content
yeah,
that's already edited down, and you can just like change the voiceover or change the text on screen to have like a meaningful message.
yeah.
Um, I feel like that's a huge, huge tip. If anyone else is a content creator or
I
wants
need,
to
I
create
need,
content, or Janaea.
I know I need the tips. Recycle. I don't do that enough, if at all.
Dude,
I
I
need to
mean,
do
your
that.
content is so original and like so different every time. I'm like, how does she do it?
But you know what sucks though is the stuff that you work on really, really hard and then it just flops.
The
I
stuff
swear.
you're like, what am I posting today? I don't know, just this. Like,
Just do this
it literally
thing.
takes 30 seconds to post, and you're like, why did that one get a million views?
I get so mad. Yeah, and that's what I hear from like creators that have taken off or they're at like half a mil. They're just like when you have something that is like that sparks in the moment, like don't do it perfectly, just do it right then because that's the stuff that gets really good engagement. And it's the
Yeah,
stuff that you're stewing on or like over editing or spending hours in CapCut just editing that will like people can tell through like they might not tell like actually tell, but like subconsciously they can tell that like, oh, this is like, she took too much time on this one.
oh yeah, oh yeah, I
um
feel this.
yeah, I mean for me, how do we live in the moment? I try. So I mean, I do a lot of talking to the camera and I think that's what's helped my platform grow a little bit because in the first couple years I was doing this, I did not like show my face at all. And I was like, oh, this is so cringy. I don't want anyone to find my page. Like everyone from high school is gonna laugh at me. Like and then once I got over that, I'm like, well, like, who am I trying to impress? Like, I like to do this. Um, I would just talk to the camera. So when I do that now, like the more like educational stuff or like my showing my perspective on something or going really deep into a topic, I try to do it when my kids are either not home or if they're preoccupied, like doing something, if they're watching a movie, or if I'm like having some quiet time. I I've caught myself a couple of times like asking them to be quiet so I could do something. I'm like, that's when I've had to be like, okay, that is not
Yeah,
chill. That's not chill. So
yeah,
I've had to
that's a
set
really
boundaries.
hard.
Yeah, and it's hard. I'm just like, okay, like this doesn't matter. Like this does not matter. Like what I want my kids to take away from this. I'm asking them to be quiet for a dumb video, or like, can I put my phone down for a second and like do it later? So it's always
Yeah.
gonna like my kids are always gonna trump that. Um, but yeah, I mean, just like how do you live in the moment? I mean, I just yeah. When a moment is not to be lived, then I'll do my content. So
Yeah, no, for
yeah,
us, it's like I film a lot of my mornings, so one
yeah,
or 2 days, 2 times a week, I'm filming my mornings. Other times, I'm just like fully there.
yeah,
And yeah, my rule is pretty much if my kids are in the room, I'm not on my phone. And
yeah,
when I'm filming myself, I don't even feel like I'm on my phone because I'm just like I just put it
yeah. I
there
just set it there.
and
Yeah.
like move it around.
Do
But
they ever like come up to the camera and they're just like, "Hi"?
dude, my kids are playing with my tripod and camera all of the time. And half the time they're like just making like silly videos themselves
Yeah,
now.
yeah. It's
So
so funny.
it's kind of hilarious.
Yeah, no, your
Um,
kids are they're so cute, just singing in the background. So fun.
yeah.
I also
And then
really like I appreciate that. I mean, there's so much conversation now about like the age of parenting and like family bloggers and stuff like that. I really appreciate like the balance that you have. It's very like your content is very about your life and like your kids are part of your life, but like your content is like not about your kids, you know what I mean? So like I
mhm.
really appreciate like how you've presented yourself and your family online in a very like tasteful way. And I
Oh,
think
thank
that
you.
resonates with a lot of moms that are, like, I want to share my life and I want to, and my kids are a part of my life and I'm really proud of that without kind of going over the top with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah. I mean, this is a very hard thing for me because this is my, most people don't know this is my sixth Instagram page.
I
And
need to see all the other ones. I want to see,
no,
like, no,
no,
I want
you
to see
don't.
them. Yes, I do. Come on, I deserve that.
Well, the first thing is I tried taking off my personal Instagram page and I was just always hiding behind the camera and it was just
Yeah,
my kids. And like people aren't really interested in seeing your kids. Like,
yeah,
um, so I made my personal page private
yeah,
and I understand that now. Um, but yeah, my other content, um, it just a lot. I learned a lot. Okay,
yeah,
let's just
yeah.
leave it at that.
No, I respect it to like start something completely brand new. I've told myself I should go back like to my old content and like start archiving things because it's like really embarrassing. But I'm like, you know what? Let's just hope no one ever scrolls that far back.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man. Okay. Well, I've got to get going. I think this was so much fun. It feels like
I know
I feels like I'm FaceTiming you, and I
it
can't
does.
promise that I won't FaceTime you. I'm just gonna like
Anytime.
catch you when you're not working out or working your job as an engineer or spending time with your husband or doing all the amazing things you're doing. So I really appreciate it. Oh, really
Yeah,
quickly, I know we're gonna like record this and post it, but I do have like a little sleep training thing to announce if that's okay to
do
everyone.
it. Yes,
Yeah,
everyone
so
sign up for the sleep training.
yay! So I'm having my next sleep training class and workshop on Thursday, October 30th. It is free to register, and anyone who registers will be getting a free copy of my new sleep training guide. So I will be sharing that early to anyone who attends or signs up. It's okay if you don't attend, if you've already attended a class in the past, just sign up so I have your email on file and then I'll shoot that your way. But I will be posting details in a story set right after I get off the phone with Steph. Get off the, what is this?
The
Alive.
live, the live.
Well, thank you so much. This was so fun. We should do
It was
this
so
again.
fun.
Yeah.
Definitely. Have
Did
a
we
good
wake
night.
did we wake up your kids? I feel bad.
I think I woke up my kids because I
Okay.
was screaming. Yikes.
Finances, HSA. I love you. This is amazing. Have a good night. Thank you for
You
spending
too,
your
girl.
evening with me. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.